Strap in, because this one hits hard right from the jump. We're diving into a tense courtroom showdown between a man named James Adams and the judge over a dog. But this isn't just about a license or paperwork. No, this is about desperation, defiance, and a man who believes vaccinating his dog might kill it. As emotions boil over and the courtroom tension climbs, Adams makes shocking claims, even threatening to end his dog's life himself. Meanwhile, the judge holds firm, bound by law and duty, trying to navigate compassion without abandoning his oath. What do you do when personal tragedy meets the cold edges of municipal code? Is there room for humanity in the rigidity of law? And just how far can or should a judge go when someone begs for an exception? Get ready for legal fireworks, emotional outbursts, and a story that will leave you asking, who's really on trial here?
If you can't afford one, I'll give you one. You want a lawyer?
I haven't.
Where's he at?
Well, I thought today, because all the information that I had given you with Emily, she said just kind of bring it in and make it proper work.
Here, we hit the legal crux of the case. James is facing a violation for failing to license his dog, a requirement under Brownstown Ordinance that also mandates up-to-date rabies vaccinations. Now, licensing laws like this aren't arbitrary. They exist to protect public health. Rabies is fatal, and municipalities can't afford leniency when it comes to enforcement. But here's the conflict. Adams claims the vaccine could kill his dog. So now we're in murky territory where the law's black and white meets the messy gray of medical exceptions. The judge is right to demand documentation and procedure. If the State Department or a vet backs up James' claim, they need to show up and put it on the record. Otherwise, this isn't about feelings. It's about legal compliance. What would you do in the judge's shoes?
It came to my attention 2 weeks ago that you didn't.
I tried.
Hang on.
Okay. More than one.
It's very simple, Mr. Adams. I can't believe we're still going through this.
I can't give him the test. He's gonna die. You're gonna kill my dog.
I'm not going to kill your dog.
If he gets that vaccine, he will die. He almost died before.
So,
Should I just put a bullet and go home and put a bullet in his head?
hang on a second.
I mean, I can do that. Just get it over with.
This is where the emotional stakes explode. Adams repeats a chilling statement not once, but twice, suggesting he'd rather shoot his own dog than force him to take the vaccine. It's a gut-wrenching moment that throws the courtroom into emotional chaos. But let's zoom out. Is this raw pain, courtroom theatrics, or both? The judge keeps composure, refusing to be swayed by drama alone. This is a masterclass in judicial restraint. Still, viewers, what do you think? Is Adams genuinely desperate, or is this an attempt to manipulate the court? Drop your take in the comments. Should emotional distress ever override a written ordinance?
People who've had dogs running around, it's between you and your wife. Don't say a word. I am not the legislature. I am a judge. I'm not arrogant enough to ignore laws and rules. The rule is that in order for your dog to be licensed in Brownstown, they have to have shots. Hang on, let me finish. I'm not a member of the legislature. If I wanted to run for the legislature, I would have done that. I still could, I suppose. I'm not too old to do that. I don't make up my own rules here. I don't know what I got to do to make you understand that.
One dog is licensed.
1 out of 2.
I tried to do them both.
Listen.
Once.
Listen.
He cannot have the shot.
Listen.
He will die.
Listen.
I have the proof of it for it. He cannot have the shot. I was not negligent. I had been trying and trying and trying. I don't know what else to do other than kill him.
Nobody wants your dog to
Well, if you
die.
vaccinate him, he's pretty much dead. You ought to see what he went through before.
Listen,
I thought I was gonna have to put him down before.
I don't think.
He made it.
Listen,
The doctors are recommending for me not to do it.
call in the prosecutor. It is a criminal violation for a dog not to be licensed, period. Listen. It is a criminal violation for a dog not to be licensed. In order for a dog to be licensed, the dog has to have its shots. It has to, hang on, let me finish, please. It has to be vaccinated. Now, what you're saying to me is, be a god, be a king, and just say the hell with their ordinance. They don't, you can overrule their ordinance and say, it's, whether you want me to say it's unconstitutional or I'm not going to enforce it. That's not what judges do.
Your Honor.
I want you to listen to me for a second. That's what you want me to do. I can't do that. The dog, if we're going to have a big hearing about, with experts, and say that this dog is going to die, you're going to have to bring me more in a letter. You're going to have to bring in the doctor. The vet, I presume you have that from, right?
Here's the hammer drop. The prosecutor confirms that neither the state nor the township allows exemptions from the rabies vaccine requirement, even with a titers test showing immunity. That means, legally, there's no wiggle room. The court can't create new law on the fly just because one case feels tragic. This sets up the judge's next statements about separation of powers. Judges interpret and enforce the law, they don't rewrite it. And Adams? He's stuck between a literal rock and a legal hard place. No exemption, no license, no legal standing to keep the dog. That's a brutal truth, but it's the reality of how tightly public health laws are written. Can a titers test ever replace vaccination? Should it?
Go, at which time I told them immediately set it for hearing.
Your Honor.
Ms. Foley-Carter, your name?
Caitlin Foley-Carter, Brunswick Township.
Have you seen any of this documentation?
Emily did send it to me, and Mr. Adams has been talking to Justin Donosky, the Director of Public Works, who is in the courtroom. Mr. Donosky has been in contact with the state. The state reiterated our position is that there are no exceptions or exemptions to not getting the rabies vaccination.
Say that again. I want to make sure I heard that correctly.
Certainly. The state confirmed our position that there are no exemptions or exceptions to not getting the rabies vaccination before being given a license.
You of all people who've had your dogs running all over the township, you and your wife, I'm telling you, this is like, take the dog large cases I've had, and I don't care what the township's done with them. They pled some to civil infractions. They dismissed others. I've had more dog cases with you and your wife in here than any 4,000 people times 10. And I'm supposed to let this dog run around and bite somebody? You know, people fight, dogs bite.
He's good. He's passed the test. The tiger doesn't, he has the antibodies. That's what my attorney was telling you. Bobby was in here saying, hey, he's gonna get a titers test. That was the whole, he was standing right here. We all talked about the titers test. He said he's getting the titers test to make sure he has the antibodies. He can't get rabies. He has the antibodies in him. And as far as Kansas State, where this was done,
Hang on a
they
second.
issue the license.
Hang on. All I know is that the stipulated plea agreement.
You can't amend this and try to fix it for a remedy, because there needs to be.
Fix it for a remedy. What? Ignore the Brownstown
No, it's
laws?
106 years old. They didn't have this technology 106 years ago. That
then
ordinance,
I can't just declare this unconstitutional.
it's not, just have a remedy. If you pass the test, why can't you be good? I'm not the only one that has this issue.
I've never heard it from anybody else. I've been here for
Most people
31
don't even get a
years.
dog's license. That's what they tell me. You know, they won't even do it because they don't want the vaccines.
You guys signed, hang on.
I want to do.
I was a little shocked by that too with your lawyer, if you don't mind me saying. Hang on. He's bringing up something at the time of the plea, and you guys signed a plea agreement saying, let me just pull it out here, I don't want to misquote it. Must register and obtain licenses for all animals in the home within 30 days. That's in part and part. I ordered that. You're not obtaining a license. They're not given a license. I don't know if the township hasn't even been in existence for 106 years.
She quoted on here that it was the law was from 1919.
It could be by statute, but it's not the ordinance.
So
They haven't been in existence that long.
for the state.
How long's the township been in existence?
Not that long. I believe he's talking about the dog law. of
The dog law,
1919.
yeah, 1919,
It's a
requires
statute.
licensing enforced.
Sir,
I want to do the right thing. I've been trying.
I'm gonna let you appeal this.
This is where the judge shows his hand and his humanity. While he won't break the law, he opens the door for an appeal. This is huge. Appeals courts can consider constitutional arguments or compelling exceptions, and Adams now has a narrow path forward if he can back it up with credible expert testimony. But let's not miss the subtext. The judge is clearly frustrated that this lingered for months off the radar. Yet despite it all, he gives Adams one more week and the benefit of due process. That's not just judicial fairness, it's the system, working the way it's supposed to. But how many other defendants would have gotten this level of patience?
I kept in touch with Emily the whole time.
She told me that.
Even when I wasn't supposed to come in, I kept in touch.
She told me that.
I would just stop by and talk.
She told me that.
So I'm trying to do it. I really am. And this is not.
Have you seen this report that he has?
The titter test from Kansas State University I did. It's not a replacement for the rabies vaccination, however.
They say it is.
The state or the township doesn't.
I mean, the Kansas does. They're the ones that do all the.
She's saying, did you hear what she just said? The
Yes.
state isn't saying it is, the township isn't saying it is.
So
Nobody wants your dog to die, Mr.
will if
Adams.
I give him the test. He's got a really good chance of dying.
Bring in the vet. I want to talk to this vet. You bring in your vet and you bring in your lawyer, okay? I'm going to have some questions for him. She's going to have some questions for him. I cannot just allow a dog to run around that could create rabies, especially with the history that you and your wife have with letting dogs run around. I mean, if you want to buy every house in the township in your subdivision and get them to rezone it and let you build a park with a fence about it, you can run your dogs all over the place. But this is ridiculous. I'm not negotiating.
I want to just get rid of him.
You do what you want to do, but I cannot. I don't think you're understanding me. I cannot and will not ignore laws. Good judges don't do that. I don't write my own laws up here. I never have, and I'm not starting today. I can't just say, forget the township. It's okay for me to allow you to illegally own this dog and not have it licensed in accordance with their ordinances or the state statutes. I can't do that. No decent judge in the country will do that.
You know, I haven't tried. Well, that wasn't my intentions.
Well, I'm telling you what it is. I'm just telling you.
But you understand that that was not my intentions of doing that. I am trying.
Nobody said it. You weren't trying. She told me you were trying.
And then this test is
Listen,
important.
I'm going to adjourn it. You have to understand, I'm going to tell you one last time. I can't imagine what a vet is going to be able to tell me where I'm going to say, yes, you can disregard their ordinances. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I would never say, yeah, it's okay if you illegally own this dog. Did you hear what I said? No, I don't have that kind of power. I'm not a king. We have 3 branches of government. All of a sudden in this country, we got all kinds of people that think they have all kinds of power beyond what they have, and I'm not one of them. I have the power to adjudicate, interpret, and make decisions in accordance with the law. I took an oath with that, and I'm not breaking it. Tell me when you can get your vet here. If you want to go make a call and find out when your vet's available, I'll ask them to come in a separate day so I can accommodate them. And you can get whoever lawyers you want and bring them in, and we'll all have a nice little conversation. But I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, my saying you don't have to comply with an ordinance, I can't imagine what I'm going to have to hear. So if that's what you think it is, you might want to save yourself some time and money and just make up your mind. I'm going to appeal the judge's decision. I don't agree with him. It's okay. You're not going to be the first one, by the way, Mr. Adams, that's disagreed with me. I've been doing this for 31 years, and I have people disagree with me frequently. It's okay. We can all have the right to disagree. I just know when I go home every night, I can look in the mirror.
Can I ask you a question?
Hey, did you hear what I just said? I can go look in the mirror, and that's all I've ever asked of myself.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you were in my shoes, would you give your dog a vaccine?
I wouldn't buy a dog if I couldn't get the dog vaccinated.
You don't buy, I saved it.
Pardon?
I saved the dog.
Whether it's a rescue dog or otherwise, I am not big enough in my mind to ignore laws. If I start ignoring laws, I got no business doing what I did. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You can run for the township board, get them to change the ordinance. You can do that down the road. Or you can run for the legislature, get them to change the state statute. But judges don't legislate from the bench. Good judges don't make up their own rules. There's a lot of things I've disagreed with in my career here that I've seen on the books in ordinances and statutes. Nobody would know it. I mean, sometimes I get a little lippy because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, but I try not to say what I disagree with when I disagree with the law because it's not my function. But either way, whether I agree with it or disagree with it, I follow it, period. So I have no problem. Go call your vet, call your lawyer, but you're asking me again, I just can't make you understand this enough. I cannot say that it's okay for you to violate laws because I don't like the law. It's not okay.
You can't make exceptions for...
How can I make exceptions?
Not every situation is the same. It's really not. In situations...
You bring your vet. I'm giving you the opportunity to bring your vet, bring your lawyer. Go call them and tell me what day, and I'll try to work with you. Okay? Thanks. All right, Mr. Adams. I'm going to enter your name again.
James Robert Evans.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. You understand all your rights, correct?
Yes.
And you understand that if you committed a crime, you could get 90 days. And you also understand if this is deemed to be just a technical violation, you could only get 5, right?
Yes.
So you know all your rights, right?
Yes.
I'm entering a not guilty plea. When's the vet available?
Well, we're shooting for, based on your guys' calendars, Bobby won't be able to be here till the 2nd afternoon, so the day of the 2nd in the afternoon.
Hang on.
Or the 3rd. Anytime during the 3rd, August 3rd.
Well, they gotta make sure I'm here.
That's a weekend.
Second is a Saturday. The Sunday's
August 2nd?
yeah, it's a Saturday.
I'm gonna go grab it there here.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd's a Sunday.
It was that, just on this calendar. It's that Wednesday in August. Can I call him?
But you're bringing your vet though, right? That's what I want to hear from.
I'm gonna, yes.
August what?
So what is the 3rd?
That's a Monday.
August 4th is a Monday. And I'm gonna talk it in the afternoon.
What about the, what is good for that week? Because he gets back that week.
I'll do the 4th.
Okay.
Can we do it in the morning?
I don't care. Lisa, so I'm gonna set it for August 4th at what time? Do you think I can do? Can we do it at 8? You wanna do it at 8:30?
You have landlord tenant that morning.
I know. We'll do it at 8:30. August 4th at 8:30. And they'll just have to, But tell your lawyer or your vet, I need him here at 8:30 because I'm gonna start at 8:30, okay?
Okay.
All right, personal bond. Good luck. Notice that.
So where does this all land? James Adams faces a probation violation over an unlicensed dog tangled in a legal standoff with life or death implications for a pet. The judge, bound by local ordinance and state law, holds firm. No vaccine, no license, but Adams argues his dog has medical immunity and that forcing the vaccine could kill him. The case now heads to a full hearing with expert testimony and legal counsel. It's a courtroom standoff that pits bureaucracy against biology, law against life. And it forces us to ask, can a system built on rules ever truly accommodate compassion? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.